Greetings and welcome back to the Oracle section of this episode of 1320 Time Stream. So let's just get into the frequencies here. We got all of our daily energies. And our main focus today is 9, which is the left shoulder, left elbow. It's the left and right elbow connection. Usually I cover that on the meditation area, but it's still vital to kind of bridge that consciousness. And when we're just talking about the descriptions of the various times of the day, right, which can be, which start in the analog, or in this case the star, and move counterclockwise down to the dog. And that's kind of like your sundial for the day, and all those times of energy are kind of in those sections of the day respectively, and are also simply throughout. And these also can be considered the east, north, west, and southern energies if we're looking at these as directional, energetic, and elemental quadrants. We could also say that the earth energy of the day is the analog, because the east is earth, north is wind or air, west is water, and south is fire. And so each one of that, you could say, well, we're going to go through those 4 elements every day, and the central element is like spirit or ether, right? And we can go even further for those of you who can resonate with this next bit of knowledge and say, the east, which is earth, is the cube. The north, which is air, is the octahedron. The west, which is water, is the icosahedron. The south, which is fire, is the tetrahedron. And the center, which is the center, and that is, or the present, and that is the dodecahedron or ether. And so there are many connections to help compress the data. And this is some of that inherent sorcery. And how do we connect with this system every day? Are we using it as a passive signifier to represent, describe, so we can kind of understand and get clearer about the energies that are showing up in our life? Or are we using this as an active cultivation method to witness the consciousness that can come in through, say, the elemental constants as we're balancing our own type of inner work? See, this system and systems like this go as far as you want to take them, because the correlative compressions, the different layers of value, represent the natural phenomenon that are in the number harmonics, the sacred geometrical math that makes up the integrity of the system. And as we've talked about a number of times, this system is biologically available, which is to say that all of the different sacred geometries that are found in nature are found in this system. And so there's zero separation between that creative constant. And so all of the different externally represented creation elemental world energies are also present here. And our mind can really help dynamize that for us as we create with that. And so this actually brings me to our first energy, the solar star, and it's like intentional art form. The very nature of what I just shared, or was just shared, kind of shows one of the natures of the intentional art form of realization, the different layers of plausible activation through these systems which portray to us the very art of life. And that connects very directly with the monkey, because the monkey is allowing us to play with those ideas, play with those concepts, even play at the idea of embodying something. Well, let's just work with this for a couple days and see how that works. That's the monkey, right? The monkey is all about tryouts. Right? The monkey's all about checking it out. Monkey's all about the demo version. It's okay to do that. You don't have to dedicate yourself to every single thing you try out, right? It's good to be able to just peruse the contract. And so the star is helping us with that. It's helping us embody also a level of intentional, or a kind of elegance that wants to come with us, a kind of a realization of the simplicity, right, which is also kind of represented in that pulse as the realization of the simplicity, which becomes that almost Tai Chi-like elegance, that path of least resistance as an art as well. Coming up to the hand here, the accomplishment in healing, I find the hand today is very different because it's well guided. Whatever's going on today, because of the pulse, because of the solar tone, to me, the solar tone feels very well guided. It's intentional. So it's like the hand, in many ways, which is the doer, which is the knower, right? The accomplisher, the healer, Even though I find the healer is slightly different in the aspects of the doer, but in some way healing to me represents completion. If you are healed, then you have returned to identifying with a state of completion, or resonating in the fullness of your well-being. And so it's also a process filament, which is to say that healing also represents the process of becoming. And so accomplishment and accomplished, are also representing the final state, as well as that active state of becoming. And so the healing and the accomplishment are pretty much hand in hand, pun intended, which represents that active embodiment, the act of becoming. In this way, I'll say the act of sacred becoming. Because we have intentionality, because we have the solar tone, some way the guiding light. And so it can be a little more direct, a direct state of that embodiment, a direct state of knowing, a direct state of accomplishment, a direct state of healing, or simply acting and accomplishing things with intent. In some way, in a more metaphorical way, you could say that doing something with intent is like calling it, 8-ball corner pocket. But in this way, it's like, I really choose to embody these energies as I do this task, or as I enter this space. I wish this experience to be such and such, that we're focalizing. It's not just so much a flow or a randomization, it's a little more focused, right? And so we can kind of play with those ideas with the hand and with the star energy. And move over here to the dragon. The dragon and the monkey, one of the most eternal riddles ever, which to me, honestly, are not unlike the serpent and the eagle. While the serpent and the eagle maintain a lower, higher kind of vibration, where the serpent represents the lower energies, the earthly energies. Lower not as in like good and bad, lower as in a literal density or a direction. While the serpent is on the ground and the eagle is in the sky, different types of vision, different types of wisdom, embodiment, knowledge. In this respect, there's a dynamic between playfulness and seriousness. And so these two aspects really temper each other and can obviously challenge each other, which is why the dragon is the natural challenge to the monkey, because the monkey may be all over the place and discovering and whatnot, and the dragon may be in this aspect of, no, I actually really want to take this seriously. Shut up. Stop screwing around. Right? And neither is right or wrong. And as we come into today, because sometimes the monkey can be the challenge of the dragon, they are both each other's challenging powers. So when it's a monkey day, challenge dragon. When it's a dragon's day, challenge monkey. And so today it's the dragon challenging the monkey. And so there is this being, and the playfulness and being are similar. But I feel the being is, it's like, this is who I am. This is a natural state of my existence. Are we saying it's defined? Well, maybe today it is actually more defined, because we're working with that solar tone. We're working with that intention. And so I feel the relationship here is a recognition not to let things get too serious, but not to let things indulge too far in the playfulness. And that there is a bit of a techiness to that dragon. And there's an aspect of our being which seeks to be nourished, and that does maybe require a little bit of focalized intention, which that monkey may not hold space for, because the monkey may simply want to be in demo version and not fully take responsibility for energy moved or gravities initiated. And so the dragon is like, I'm willing to take responsibility for that. And so this is a recognition that if those energies arise, so there's not a wrestling match. We know where to cultivate our dragon energy in those spots that need that, because there's spots that need that. Every one of us has them. And every one of us has those spots that really need the attention of the monkey. And so this time of day, this energy of the day, is a good day to really intentionally define how those energies play here in our life. And as we come into the overtone dog, I love how there's all this dog energy in the last little while. This is empowering heart and loyalty, empowering tribe. So it's like this highly intentional monkeyness. It's like this is empowering a group. This is empowering a tribe. This is empowering a family. This is the tribe that empowers together. It commands a level of whatever that is, accord, I would say. There's a commanding accord. Not necessarily that it's like commanding, so much so actually that I feel command isn't the really standout energy today. That the command represents or recognizes almost like a well-tuned instrument. That there is a synchronization, that there is an integrity that is in such a way that the team is kind of unified. It's a team that is empowered, and it's a team or a heart energy that is kind of commanding presence, not in a dominating way, but it's like you can't help but really give your awareness to it, your attention to it. And on the other respect too, on a more heart note, like, maybe like a romantic note or the opening of one's heart, this is the energy that is empowering that love. It is empowering the growth and the presence of that heart. And so this energy is also there too. And I find it acts as an initiator, this overtone. It's like, okay, we're setting this energy in motion and it's not just, okay, we're initiating it. It's like this, like if unmoved, this is the elephant in the room. Right? That's the overtone. It's like, okay, boom, we're here. This is not a subtle movement. It commands attention. It commands presence, right? And so this is like commanding your heart, and this is also empowering your heart, empowering love, empowering loyalty, things of this nature. A bit of a streamline here. So yeah, that feels like a really good reading, channel, description, however we want to see it and title it. I'll probably call it a million different things through life because, this is a descriptly indescript system. Much love, and stay tuned for our next session.